Hey folks, Jason, JTL, Painfully Honest Tech, back here again today. Today we're going to talk about the HomePod Mini, which is the size of a piece of fruit. A healthy piece of fruit, but a piece of fruit nonetheless. I have had this for a couple of months now, well, maybe more than that. And I've given it my once over, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Now, first thing I want to say about the HomePod Mini is that if you are a serious audio listener, if you like to sit down and enjoy your audio and sort of have an experience with it, the HomePod Mini is not the device for that, right? So, I mean, that's not a knock on the HomePod Mini. It's not a device that was made to do that. In fact, this is an interesting device because I don't think that there are a lot of devices like this out there. The HomePod Mini... Let me say this. Okay. The first thing I thought when I got it out of the box was like, there's no way this thing could sound any good. I mean, this is the size of a Sony waterproof speaker that I got for my daughter for Christmas a few years back. That didn't sound terrible, but it just, it didn't sound terrible in the sense that it played music. But when I plugged this in and I fired it up and I got it set up, it played music. And it sounded actually really good. Now, I have the HomePod Gigantor here, just to give you a little bit of a size reference here. So you can see, like, the HomePod Mini is like this is an Airwick candle. It's very small, so you wouldn't think that it would be able to push enough sound to be good. I mean, usually you would have to turn it up so loud that to get fuller bass, to get the music really pumping, you would have to then distort the speaker. But that's not the case. In fact, this thing sounds better when loud. That's been my experience. And not super loud, but loud enough that it's not quiet. What I found is when you have it on a desk or on a table or, like the nightstand or something like that, and it's playing quietly, it sounds a little thin. But when you bring the volume up just a little bit, then it really fills out. And comparing it to the original HomePod or to the Sonos Play 1 or Sonos One or whatever they call it now, not a fair comparison, but I will say that it does sound better than what you think it would sound like compared to larger, more dedicated kind of hi-fi wireless speakers. I guess this at $99 is set for the market of people who just want to buy some kind of smart speaker that's attached to their phone, that has a voice assistant, and will reply to their questions and respond to their commands. Now, this does have Siri, and it's still not a very good Siri. I have found that as long as you don't stress her out and you just ask her to do things, then she will do them. And mostly that's like, hey Siri, play whatever artist or play whatever song, and she will go and she will do it 99% of the time. If you ask her any kind of questions that are out of the context of music, which I don't normally do, then you're going to have a few issues. And that's unfortunate because really, to make this device work best for the most people, I mean, ultimately what you would have is this guy and like 4 of his friends, and they would be all around your house, and they would all be playing the same thing, or you could have, one in each bedroom, living room, kitchen, etc., etc. Whole home audio through this would be great. Just audio that's filling up your space, but not necessarily being, like sat down and listened to critically. This is the best sounding tiny little smart speaker that I've ever heard. This thing is tied to the Apple ecosystem. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, you won't have any problems. But when I try and find a HomePod on my iOS or my Android device that I've got here, let's just go to Apple Music. There we go. And when I try and listen now, and I go, I'm going to turn the volume down so it doesn't make any sounds. And I click on a song. Okay, so there's a song playing here. You can see that. Now, I want to find a HomePod, right, on my Android phone. It's Apple Music, so I should be able to do that, right? As far as I know, no. It has Chromecast, but it doesn't have AirPlay. So if you're using an Android device and you want to cast to your HomePods, unfortunately, no dice. If I'm wrong, if there's a way to do it, I've looked and looked and looked. If there's a way to do it and I'm wrong, then you tell me. This is made more difficult by the fact that Apple has discontinued this thing. Now, this thing weighs a good maybe 7-8 pounds. 5 pounds maybe. I don't know. It's pretty hefty, and that has a lot to do with how it produces sound. The sound on this thing is really pretty good. It's very deep, very bassy, maybe a little unbalanced at times. There's no way to EQ it. With the HomePod Mini, I can just keep on listening, and it's not too intrusive. I think that's the thing to say about the HomePod Mini. Not too intrusive. You can hide this amongst your, $2 IKEA plastic plants on your desk. Nobody ever know it's there. It has the same kind of mesh outside that the original HomePod does. It has some touch controls up here, volume up, volume down, and it does light up and when Siri talks to you. I don't have it plugged in right now, of course. I am not sure if this cable is removable. Because I've pulled on it pretty hard, and I don't want to, break it. So I'm not going to do that. It runs off of this 18-watt brick, USB-C inside of it, and so you just use this to just go ahead and do what you need to do with it. I like the fact that this part is changeable, but I wish it was black. I mean, I've got a black HomePod here. So, final thoughts on the HomePod Mini. If you are in the Apple ecosystem, should you go out and buy a HomePod Mini? You don't really have any other choice if you want a smart speaker from Apple, because they have discontinued the larger HomePod, which doesn't make any sense to me. When this first came out, I thought, oh, now they're starting an ecosystem of speakers. You can have the HomePods sitting, in a place where you can sit down and listen to music more critically, enjoy it, fill the room, etc., etc. And these guys are little satellites all over the place. My friend Renee Ritchie was talking about how you could connect the bigger HomePods to your TV through an Apple TV, use the HomePods as a front, and then these as satellites. But that's come and gone, because now the HomePods are not for sale anymore. That being said, I think having 4 or 5 of these, if you're deeply ingrained in the Apple ecosystem, would not be a bad thing. And the $99 price point is a much better price point than the $350 price point that the original HomePods came with. As it sits here, we have the HomePod Mini in all of its scented candle glory, and impressive feat of engineering in terms of sound to get the kind of sound that you get out of this out of such a small package. Kudos to Apple on that. If you're a casual listener, this is your device. But otherwise, the HomePod Mini, it's a winner depending on what game you want to play with your audio. Go ahead and grab one at $99. It's really not that bad it's a really good deal, as a matter of fact. It performs really well. It beats out all of the other $99 speakers that are out there from Google and from Amazon, etc., etc. So you might as well, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, go ahead and get this. So that is my review of the HomePod Mini. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and answer them as best I can. If you have HomePod Minis or other HomePods and you've had different experiences, let me know about that down in the comments below. Otherwise, once again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jason. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.